What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world? This is Chris, aka Bar911970, and I appreciate it as always for you guys taking the time to visit my channel. All right, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far. I just want to make a quick little video before I go out for the evening. I'm actually meeting up with a couple of people from the last DJ place I had before they had to let me go because of this lovely recovery that we're experiencing in this world. Notice I say that a little sarcastically. That they wanted to all meet up and go out to dinner, so I thought that was really nice of them, so I'm looking forward to that. But I want to talk about gold confiscation. Now, I know a lot of people get very concerned about this. I've seen several videos about this, several different opinions, and some people, it actually has kept them from stacking as far as gold is concerned. And I am here to tell you that although nothing is impossible, I find it highly unlikely that there will ever be gold confiscation. Now, people will say things like, well, look what happened back after the Great Depression and then in 1933 when they confiscated the gold. Well, people have to understand that was different times. Back then, first of all, there were half the people there are in this world now. There were people that believed in the government. There was, as far as we know, not the same kind of distrust of the government back then as we have now. So when the government said they wanted to take the gold to be able to help the economy, most of the people were all for it. They didn't have the same problems that we experience now. And also, people have to understand that when they took the gold, they took it from people that already had it in their vaults or had them in the banks, somewhere where it's easily accessible. They did not go door to door, knocking on people's doors and saying, okay, we need your gold. There will be other people that say, well, what if they make gold illegal? Well, let me put it this way. How many things in this world are illegal, but are still fairly easily accessible? I mean, look what happened when they tried to make the alcohol illegal in the 1920s. Well, did that stop alcohol from being served to people? No, it just became not only more profitable for people, but it became an underground black market. So it's going to be the same thing if they even tried to make gold illegal. There'll be a tremendous black market. The value of the gold would be worth even more because you can't have access to it. And people will make plenty of money. And it won't stop it. I mean, last time I checked, drugs are illegal. They can't even stop getting drugs in and out of prisons, where that's supposed to be a well-controlled area. So, for those of you who are worried about gold confiscation, well, if you own gold, don't put it in a bank. Don't have somebody else hold it for you. Because you'll get a lot of these companies that say, well, you know, instead of paper gold, we can give you physical gold, but we'll hold it for you. Well, there's an old saying, and I know many people have heard this before, that if you can't hold it, you don't own it. And when we've seen what happened with MF Global, when we've seen what happened in the banks in Cyprus, if the banks have a bank holiday, which I love that, they try and make it into a wonderful word, they shut things down. And they can take whatever they want. And so if you want your gold, well, first of all, don't put it in a bank. Don't let someone else hold it. And don't be afraid. Because like I said, if they're going to do any kind of confiscation, they're going to go directly to the banks, directly to the vaults, directly to the main places where there's going to be large amounts of gold. I mean, if you are somebody who owns 6 or 7 ounces worth of gold, they're not sending a military to your house to get it. And just because some people will say, well, what if you bought it online and you have a record? Well, how many things in your life have you purchased that you've either traded, lost, had stolen, or bought for the purpose of giving away to somebody as a birthday or a Christmas present? So just because you may have receipts or credit card purchases showing that you bought an ounce of gold, for example, or a 10th ounce of gold, does not mean you still own it. You could have exchanged it for something, you could have sold it, you could have had it stolen, or you could have bought it for the purpose of giving it to someone else. So do you really think that the government is going to spend millions of dollars worth of man hours to have police and military going door to door trying to find a couple of ounces of gold. So fear is a way of controlling people. And if people are so afraid that there'll be a gold confiscation that it keeps them from buying any physical gold, well, then they've achieved their goal. It's bad enough that these governments try and control us as much as they do all around the world. Don't let them do it to the point where you're doing it to yourself. So again, I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I'm saying it's not going to be the way that some of these fear-mongering sites try and lead you to believe. I'm still stacking gold. I'm not going to have kilos of gold. I'm not going to have thousands of ounces of gold. I'll have a few ounces at the very, very best. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not worried about confiscation because I think there are bigger fish to fry if it ever came to that point. And if they do, don't be one holding it in the bank because if you can't get it, you don't own it. Hope that helps, guys. Leave your comments. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if this is the first time watching your videos, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this with others so they can learn what to do because physical gold and silver is going to be something you're going to be very happy to be owning in times to come because as we see, the fiat currencies are decreasing. Physical gold and silver will be storage of your wealth and preserving it. In the long run, that's what you want. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend. Peace.